If you've been on the carnivore diet for any length of time, then you have already discovered how powerful this diet actually is. Like many people, I started the carnivore diet almost a year ago. It's coming up to my 1-year anniversary. I started the carnivore diet simply because I wanted to lose weight and I thought it might be a good diet to try. And I know that's how many people start. But not only do you lose the weight, but you also discover a whole list of other health benefits that anybody on the carnivore diet will share with you. And we've heard thousands of stories of people who have changed their life with the carnivore diet. It is that powerful. But what if you could take it even higher, even to a greater level again? You know, when you buy something online and you're filling in your form to make your payment, and they immediately offer you 3 or 4 other products that they tell you will take this product that you're buying up to the next level. I think the marketers call that upselling. Don't know what I think about it, but I guess it works. But you can think of this video as me upselling the carnivore diet to you, because in this video today I wanted to talk about 5 things that I have done to kind of supercharge my carnivore diet, to take it to another level, because good health will always start with what you eat. What we eat is so vitally connected to our health. That's why it's so crazy that doctors will very rarely ask the question, what do you eat? It's so important. But it's far more than just what we eat. We need to change our whole lifestyle. Now, we've heard this many times. So today I wanted to talk to you about 5 changes I've made in my lifestyle that has proven absolutely vital in taking carnivore to the max, taking it up for me to the next level. And these are some things that have really worked for me. Now, they're all fairly simple things, and I just wanted to share them with you very briefly. They're all things I've touched on in other videos, so you can get more information looking back on old videos. But let me just run through these quickly. Here's 5 things. Number 1, I told you they were simple, didn't I? Number 1 is to get outside. You see, outside is where the magic happens. I don't care how cold or how hot it is outside. There's no such thing as a wrong temperature or wrong weather. There's simply wrong gear. So get the right gear on and get outside and go for a walk or a hike, or get on your bike, or like I've been doing in the last 2 weeks of my life, which explains why I haven't been making videos for a couple of weeks. I've been away canoeing, 2 weeks, paddling a canoe down a river and just camping on the banks of the river. I tell you what, it is magic. It is just fantastic. It just has so many benefits, just getting outside. I don't care what you do when you get outside. Think creatively. Think about the things you love to do, whether it's hiking or walking or running or swimming or, playing tennis or a game of golf, or just do something that gets you outside. It has enormous benefits, and the magic begins to happen the moment you get outside. Along with this is my point number 2, and that is the practice of earthing. That is to get your bare skin in direct contact with the earth. This is most commonly done by taking your shoes and socks off and getting outside and walking on the wet grass. I mean, it doesn't have to be wet grass, but if the grass is wet, it seems to go 10x in the benefits of earthing. And that's what I found in my experience. I like to do this first thing in the morning when I'm just waking up, even before it gets light. I like to get straight out the backyard. We've got this lovely big backyard that I'm sitting in now, accompanied by the cows over the fence there. But I like to get outside before it gets light and walk bare feet on the grass with the dew still on the grass. It's exhilarating. It's just life-giving. It just lifts your mood. It just enhances your whole feeling and your sense of well-being. It balances that electrical charge. You know, when God created the earth, he put healing in the earth. And there's many books now being written and scientific studies being done on why this is so, and you can do your own research as I have done, but there are tremendous benefits, and you can actually measure the benefits with a multimeter. You can see the charge in your own body and what happens to that charge when you put your foot or your hand on the earth. The same thing will happen with earthing mats or earthing sheets. We went and got a earthing sheet for our bed so that we are being earthed, as it were, the whole time we're in bed. which has improved our sleep quite dramatically and also reduced, particularly for my wife, cramping during the night and pain levels that she's felt in her body in different places. We've also got an earthing mat so that when we're sitting in the lounge watching TV or whatever, you can actually take your shoes and socks off again, put your feet on this mat, and you get that same cancelling effect of the electricity in your body. This is something that's really powerful and really effective, and there's so much science on, and it makes so much sense. I do this, as I say, first thing in the morning, and I link it together with a time of gratitude. I get up, I get out of bed, I get outside, I walk on the wet grass while the sun is rising in the sky, and I just speak out all the things I am thankful for. So very powerful to do that. You know, if you haven't got gratitude in your life, you need to put it in, because it will change your perspective. It will change your focus from the negative to the positive, from what you haven't got to what you have got. And you realize that all the blessings that you're looking for in life, you've already got them right now. That's the power of gratitude. And I link that with earthing and walking first thing in the morning. I'm out here on the wet grass for 20 to 30 minutes, just walking around on the wet grass. The third thing I'll mention, and this flows right on from the earthing, is breath work. I first discovered the importance of breath work from my doctor, Dr. Avi Charlton, who I've interviewed on this channel. And Dr. Avi is located in Melbourne, where I am in Australia. And you can go and do one of her workshops if you live locally. And you can take part in her workshops, where she does a half-day retreat and teaches the principles of breath work and gives you some simple breathing techniques. If you can't get to one of her classes, then she recorded the whole thing on a video out of the goodness of her heart, made it available totally free, and I will leave a link to that at the end of this video or in the description below. When you set out to do some research on breathwork, you'll very likely come across the name Wim Hof. He's a Dutchman and known as the Iceman. And he's famous for his ice work, but also for his breath work. And he has his own particular breathing method. And I went and did a workshop on his method just recently. And although it's more intense than what Dr. Avi teaches, it's quite transformational and quite powerful. And of course, he links it with my next point, which is the cold water plunge. Now, you might be thinking, horror, I don't want to get in cold water. Well, I felt exactly the same way. But you see, my research told me that a cold plunge was going to help with my circulation, and it was going to reduce my inflammation, as does earthing, by the way. And that immediately caught my attention, because I've shared with you before in a previous video that I have a very high CAC score, a calcium score for my heart. And I am on a mission. I am driven to do everything within my power to reduce my risk of a heart attack. And a cold bath, a cold plunge will increase your circulation. It will also reduce your inflammation. These are important things for anyone with cardiovascular risk, and that's so many of us today. Heart disease remains the biggest killer in the Western world. Then I've just added one more supercharge to my carnivore diet, and that is the most recent one, and that is the practice of having a sauna. If you like, this is the opposite of that cold plunge that I do each morning. It's a hot plunge, if you like. You enter into a small room that is heated up quite high, so that you're going to sit there, you're going to enjoy the warmth. It's a very relaxing experience. I thought it might be a bit uncomfortable, but I find it very relaxing. And you sweat, because as the temperature goes up, you're going to sweat. And of course, when you sweat, you're going to be sweating out toxins from your body, and that's a great thing. So let me tell you some of the benefits of having a regular sauna. And I mentioned a couple of these already, but let me add a few more. A sauna will reduce arterial stiffness. It'll soften your arteries, if you like. Now, that's so important if you want blood flow through those arteries and you've got a problem with calcium or any hardening of the arteries. So again, very helpful for anybody who's at risk of a heart attack. This is so important to know this information, and I'm so glad I came across this info. It is so effective in the area of heart health that having a regular sauna actually reduces your risk of a heart attack or a heart incident, things like a stroke, It reduces your risk of that happening by, wait for it, 60%. That is a massive reduction with just one supercharge to your carnivore diet. I tell you what, for me, as somebody who's desperate to get my risk of a heart attack down, because I've got a strong family history, I've got a CAC score, so I want to get my risk down as much as I can. I latched onto that and I thought, well, I've at least got to try this. You know, that's how I approached everything on this list. I thought, I've at least got to try it. I came across earthing and I thought, well, sounds a bit weird, but I'll try it. The cold plunge. I was scared out of my brain, but I started with just a cold shower. I thought, I'm going to try this. I will give it a shot. If I've got something to gain, if I've got some benefit in this, then I'm going to try it. And I did. And I found out that it's just so effective and so many benefits in my own life. And I just feel fantastic getting out of that cold water. The sauna is the same. I'm doing anything I can to reduce my risk of having a heart attack. And this is so important to me, as I've shared with you in this video and on previous occasions. I am obsessed with lowering my risk, and I think you should be too, because as I said, it is the #1 killer. So there we have it, folks. Just a few of the things that I've done. 5 things I've talked about: getting outside, of walking bare feet on the grass, of doing some breath work, of getting in cold water, or at least having a cold shower at the end of your hot shower in the mornings, and finding a sauna. You know, maybe in your town there's a place that has a sauna, or some of the gyms have them. I go to my local gym and have a sauna there. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I've had 2 or 3 already and I'm absolutely hooked. But these are the things that you can do. And I want to tell you, they're worth a try. They're worth a try. You haven't got much to lose by trying these things, and I tell you, you've got everything to gain. So look, I will leave links to my video on cold baths, on breathwork, and on earthing below. I haven't made a specific video on a sauna yet because this is pretty new to me, but that'll be coming down the track. But I'll leave links to those videos down below. But thank you for watching today. Please join our Facebook group, the Carnivore Pensioner. I will see you on the next video, and until then, hey, keep telling your story.